Hey guys, it's me, Desiree Marie, and I'm back here today. I'm actually doing a get ready with me chit chat video, something that I have not done since the Valentine's video, but I got such a great response that I'm gonna do another one. So right now I am preparing to get ready for church, but I thought I'll sit down and talk to you ladies and guys because I have not been on here for a few weeks. I did talk, I did give an apology in my update video. I also let you guys and girls in on where I was and where I was basically and what was happening. But yeah, I'm back and I'm so excited. I love you guys. So I'm just gonna get started. I got my whole entire makeup tray that the tray that I'll be using the makeup from, because my other makeup is in the bin. But yeah, please don't mind the background right now. The background is in a process right now. So it's a little disheveled, but yeah, good thing I got that blurred effect, Anyways, I'm going to start off by moisturizing my face with this moisturizer called Daily Hydrating Lotion New You. Yes, so I was thinking about what topic I would come to you all with, because I really don't like just coming on here and like kind of winging it. That's not even how I do life. Like when I speak to people, mostly when I know that I have to talk to somebody concerning anything, a topic or whatever, or a confrontation, which I don't like, I always think in my head what I would say in that scenario. So I always pre-plan. I'm an introvert, so I guess that's kind of what we do. So yeah, I thought that I would talk about church hurt, because it's something that a lot of people struggle with, something that even I struggled with. And yeah, I thought I'd come and share a little bit of my story, and in hopes that some of you all can find some help in this video, because a lot of people on a day like this, they're staying home because they were hurt by someone in the church. They felt offended. They did, you know what, I'm going to get into my makeup before I start talking. I'm going to use this eyebrow pencil to start off. But yeah, people don't tend to, they tend to shy away from church because of an experience that they may have gone through that was upsetting. They felt offended by somebody, what they may have said, what they may have done. We have feelings as human beings, and that's very much normal that we feel, because all of us are able to get our feelings hurt. No matter how tough we may think we are, it is possible that someone can come along and hurt our feelings based on something that they may have done. So yeah, people get offended. They, from even the smallest thing, like someone not looking at them, someone not saying hello to them, somebody just passing by. When, in those situations, it's really more of a problem with you, if that's you. Honestly, if you shied away from the church because, oh, she didn't look at me, she didn't say hi to me, oh, the pastor didn't say hi to me at the end or whatever, like those are problems that really need to be dealt with within you, because you really should not have that focus. But in my case, so yeah, I'll just give you a little bit of my story. So when I first got saved, I got saved in a church that, first of all, I'll just tell you how I got saved. So I was like probably in my junior or senior year of high school, and my mother's friend introduced us to her church, which is a Pentecostal church. She introduced us to the church by just inviting us there on an Easter Sunday. So my mother, she was really touched by that conversation, and she, told us all, hey, we're all going to church on Easter Sunday. We're not staying home. We're not eating chocolate covered rabbits. We're going to church. So we ended up going to church. I'm going to be using my favorite foundation, the Liquid Dream Liquid Mousse. And so we all went to church, and my mom was really touched by the message. And to be honest, I didn't know what was going on. There was just so much going on that I felt like my head was spinning because so much was going on. And I've never been, well, I have been to church with, family friends, but I haven't been to a church like that. So a lot of things were just going on. I didn't really take it seriously because I thought, okay, we're just coming here because it's, Easter Sunday, and that's just what people do. Like, they go to church. So, my mom had a different experience, and she was touched by the message and really saw the need to give her life to Christ. So she was like, you know what, we all going down to the altar. So I was like, okay, like, I don't know what's going on. So, when my mom says something, that's what I'm obedient. So we all went down to the altar, and I don't know if I can say I gave my life over to Christ at that very moment, because it wasn't really my choice to go down there, and I don't feel like my entire will was given over, because when you give your life to Christ, you have to want Christ in your heart. You can't just say something, say a prayer and you're saved. Like, you have to really want it for yourself. Don't mind my dirty beauty blender. Okay, so yes, I got saved eventually I got saved in that church because, after many experiences in my teen years, I just decided that I was tired of just living for myself, and I saw my mom's example of all that God was doing in her life after she got saved. It was just amazing to me. I saw the miracles right in front of me, and I said, you know what, I really want that. And God spoke into my heart for the first time, and he showed me, like, you have to give up your way to me. So that's when I gave my life to Christ. I don't know the exact year. It might have been 2007. That was when I graduated from high school that I really realized my need for Christ. So I got saved in that church. It was a Pentecostal church, very much, if you've ever been to a Pentecostal church, they believe holiness is right, and it is right. But they take it to the next level. Like, you gotta wear long skirts, no makeup, no jewelry. This right here that I'm doing right now would be a sin, frowned upon. And so my mom, she thought she threw out all my pants, because when we first got saved in there, I wasn't even saved. But she was like, okay, we're doing everything over. We're throwing out everything that is the devil. And everything that was the devil included my pants, my jeans. Take notice, I'm in high school. Like, I had friends, and I love to dress up, and I love to look cute. She threw out my pants. But I had a plan, because I took the very pants that I loved the most, and I hid them in the bottom drawer. Let me see if I'm still recording. Yeah, I hid them in the bottom drawer, and what I would do every day was pack it in my bag, all the way at the bottom of the bag, and change as soon as I got to school. And then that was even stressful, because I would be like, I would have to change like right before leaving, and that was uncomfortable. I hated skirts. Skirts were the worst, especially when it was cold outside. Whew. I mean, I'm not knocking any of you, girls that do this, but boy, for me, it was just a whole lot. And it really, I really didn't understand why people did that. Like, nobody could give me a real explanation as to why we can't wear pants, why we can't wear a little makeup, why we can't wear jewelry. Why am I being ostracized because I'm wearing a little, like a little hoop in my ear. I used to love the big hoops, like the big wire hoops. That's what I wore. And I still wore them. I still packed them. I was a little rebellious at that point. Because I was like, well, what's the point in all of this? Like, I didn't know that going to church meant that we would change everything, like, that I would have to throw out my pants too. So anyway, I got saved in that church. Eventually, I saw, my need for Christ. And I decided, okay, well, I should really, get active in this church. I should really do something for God, because I saw other young people my age getting involved, singing on the choir, ushering. They were doing stuff. So, okay, so I joined the usher board. So I joined the usher board. It's not something that I was really, oh, my bad. I am using my Nika K eye palette, and I'm using this color and that color. So I wasn't really passionate about ushering. Like, I just thought it was something to do. And after some time, I actually really did not like it, but I wanted to stay faithful and do it anyway, because that's what I started doing. And plus my mom, she encouraged me getting active in ministry as well. So one day I came in with like my hair done. So yeah, she asked me when I was getting my braids taken out. And it was that moment that I realized, like, wow, she's really taking this she's not liking my hair. I don't know why, but I'm just doing my hair. This is what I like to do. My mom was not happy about that, and she told me, don't take it out. So that was my first encounter with church hurt, because after that, I began to realize, like, wow, like, people here are really, it's not even the people. It was that particular person that kind of turned me off from ushering, because there was always a problem. And I always, overheard that they were talking about my hair, and, just giving like little side comments. Oh, I wonder what hairstyle does. I'm over here saying my sister's name. I wonder what hairstyle Desiree will come in with this time. And I'm sure that was very sarcastic. But as for me, I liked to look nice in church. That's just how in church or wherever I go. I was always taught to bring your entire self, your hair, make sure that your hair looks nice wherever you are. Even if you're just going to the corner store, make sure that you look presentable. And so I didn't see anything wrong with it, but she sure did. So as a teenager, that kind of like young adult teenager, that kind of like turned me away, kind of like showed me what hurt is when you're in church. But eventually I just ignored her, and we eventually left that church because a lot of other things started happening. And God was really speaking to us that it was time to move forward. So fast forward last year, well, actually the end of last year, I encountered another case of church hurt where I was involved in a play. And if you guys follow my blog, you know that I already wrote about this, but there's some things that I didn't say. But yeah, I was in a play, and it was about spiritual warfare, and like it was centered around the story of Job. If you don't know the story of Job, Job is a character in the Bible who was the wealthiest man on earth. And let me just make sure I'm in focus. He was the wealthiest man on earth, had everything. He had like businesses, real estate, a great family. He was godly. Above all things, he was godly. But then Satan, which is the devil, conspired against him, and he actually asked God's permission to unleash like a flood of issues into his life, because the devil thought, well, Job is only so faithful and happy and a Christian, basically. It wasn't considered Christian back then, but because Christ didn't die yet. But Job is only faithful to God because, oh, he's got all of this happening. He's got the car, the house, the business, the real estate, the income. Like, that's how the enemy saw Job at that point. So God was like, I believe so much in this man of God that even if I was to allow you to attack him, he's still going to be faithful to me. So in that play, you see angels and demons fighting for Job's life, because Job started to crumble in the play. He started to, his businesses were taken away. His family was torn apart. Even his wife was about to leave him. And then he started to get sick. So what we did was give a modern picture of what that looks like in today's world, because a lot of times people relate more to like how does that look today. So that's what we did on the stage. We related that and how it looks today. And so, you know, you see angels and demons fighting for his life. You see a lot of warfare in the spirit realm, and eventually God wins, like he always does. So you see Job restored. God begins to restore back to everything that he lost, and it was even better. So I found myself in that play being a dancer, and I did not exactly know my part and why. I knew that I was a dancer in the play, but I didn't exactly know what my purpose was until I started getting different attacks from the very people that I go to church with and that I'm actually doing this play with. I started getting backbitten. I don't know if backbitten. I started to get talked about. I was the main subject of a lot of people's topics. For some reason, I'm very quiet. But I'm also very social, and I'm very accommodating. I'm very friendly with people. The way you see me here on camera is the way that I am with other people. I love people, but then sometimes I like to be away from people. But for the most part, when I'm around people, I try to have a positive, right spirit. So, because of some mix-up as far as a personal area in the play, this person, the leader of my particular part in the play, she attacked me, and she allowed the rest of the people that I was doing this part with to talk bad about me and conspire against me and take money from my own bag. And it was just an amazing time doing that play, because I felt like I was the character of Job. Like, I was being attacked from nowhere. Like, me and this person, this leader, and the people that I was doing the play with, cool, no problems at all. So we were cool. There was no problems at all. I actually admired this person. I looked up to her very much. And for some reason, she was offended because of the personal area. I'm not even going to go deep into this because there is a reputation to uphold. And I do respect the people that have hurt me. I have gotten to the point where I have forgiven them, and I'm still forgiving them. So yes, this person attacked me. She started gossiping about me, spreading lies, rumors about me. I mean, who talks about me? I am so I'm the friendliest person you could ever imagine. And I try not to get on anybody's case, step on anybody's toes, because I try to be social and friendly. Every day was another thing leading up towards the play. It was another thing where another piece of gossip was spread about me. More lies, more stealing, more conniving. I mean, the spiritual atmosphere was thick and heavy. Every time I would go back there, I know this one time, you know, people were talking and talking and talking, and the moment I got into the room, silence. Like, nobody said a word. That really made me realize, like, people are in here talking. But, you know, that was a time that I really had to cling to God. These were also people that I went to church with. Like, I saw them all the time in church. And so that made it, excuse me while I take this. Yeah, that made it tough for me because it really, I just didn't feel like going to that church after that. But nonetheless, I stuck to God. I clung to God, and He helped me get through the play with a good spirit, a good attitude, because that really helped me to draw closer to Him. Whereas if I was not strong, I probably would have like crumbled under the pressure and not I would have quit, because there were many times during that play that I wanted to quit because I felt like I was not being understood, and I was being hated on, basically. But it was all a part of God's plan, because I needed to understand my role in that play and why I was there. It became more evident to me that I'm here to learn something from the play. I'm not here to just dance, just do some pointed toes. Like, I'm here to actually learn a lesson. So I'm gonna try to speed this up a bit. But am I finished? Yeah, I'm pretty much finished with my face. Oh, I am using the e.l.f. face mist. So that was another church hurt that I went through, and this was actually from the church that I went to after, that we started attending after the first church that I was saved in. So we're still there now, and I have to say, like, to be honest, I see those people, and I still have to remind myself, Desiree, you're not here for the people. You're not here for them at all. You know, I see them and they look at me, but I have to remember, Desiree, you're not here for the people. Because if it was up to the people, I would not go back to that church. You know, I was really, really hurt, and I never got an apology. I tried my best to do things the way God says, like forgive people, go to them, and you know, if you have an ought against your brother, go to them and make it right. I did that. I did everything I could have done, but the people there, they conspired against me. They still did not like me. Even to this day, some of them will not say a word to me. Actually, I have not spoken to any of them. None of them have apologized. None of them have. All right, I don't know where I finished. I'm just trying to hurry up. But yeah, I was also hurt from like the, you know, leadership. I tried to seek some kind of help while I was dealing with that situation, and I was not being heard. And the whole situation was blown over, and I was just completely surprised when the person who really started all of, you know, the lies and the things about me continued to serve in the church like it was nothing. And it just really made me wonder, like, wait, I thought people got rebuked and sat down and like had to, you know, had to make things right before they serve God, you know, before they actually serve God. But it didn't happen that way. This person continued. The leader that I went to about the whole situation, embraced her. And I felt like I was not being taken into consideration. My feelings were not considered. And yeah, it was just amazing to me. I was hurt by the fact that I was not being understood. Ooh, my hair looks cute. All right, so I finally got my hair retwisted. Ah, I love it. So yeah, I was just amazed by that experience as well, because that was yet another time I had to deal with hurt in the church. But I say all of this to say, church hurt does not have to push you away from the church. Even for me, these days while I'm getting ready for church, I'm battling, Desiree, I don't want to, I'm battling feelings like I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I want to stay home. But I have to push past it. I have to constantly remember who I'm going to church for. I'm not going to church for people. I'm not going to church to be social and to see who's who and mingle and mix. I'm not there for that. I never was and I'll never be. So I just have to remember and put it in my head, Desiree, you're there for God. You're there to worship God, to hear from God, and to allow the Word of God to make you a better person, to serve and to be a light and to continue being a light. I'm there for the Word of God, and the Word of God was what really helped me get through that time. So I just have to remember, listen, Desiree, don't allow the devil to use people to drive you from a place that is supposed to be of help. There is no perfect church. Guys, I'm sure you probably had some experiences. There's no perfect church at all. Just know that as long as there are people, there will not be anything that is perfect, because only Jesus was perfect. But he left the work to us to be a body, collective, working together as one, as a family, to reflect him, even in our imperfections. So if you shied away from church because of people, just try to remember why you're going. And even if you have to see those people, just focus. You can say hi from afar, but you don't have to actually be in their face. You don't have to be their friend. You can forgive them. First of all, you have to forgive them so that you can let it go. You don't want to hold on to old baggage while they're just going off having a good time. You want to forgive people like that, because honestly, when people attack you for no reason at all, they're really showing more about their own heart rather than who you are. So I had to forgive them, and I have to continue forgiving them, and I have to leave it in God's hands and remember, you know what, God, even though nothing was done to discipline that particular leader, and even though I've been hurt by that person and they never said sorry at all, they actually justified it and they continue to give me the side eye, I have to remember, you know what, God, I'm going to forgive them. I'm going to leave it to you. You said vengeance is mine. Vengeance is God's, not mine. There are many times that I wanted to retaliate and say something and pop off in the mouth. But then what would that do for me? I would look just as small as they do, and that won't do anything for my witness. So I just had to forgive them, and I have to forgive them over and over and over again. As many times as I see them, I have to pray for them. Even though I don't like them, I have to love them. And the way that I'll show love and glorify God in the meantime is to love them anyway. Because we're all imperfect. And when females get together, please, it's always some drama. Always. But yeah, I have to forgive them, and you have to forgive whoever may have offended you and really hurt your feelings. You have to forgive, because if you don't, you will always have that burden, and you're really allowing them to control you. And God cannot bless you if you are holding on to bitterness. So you have to let that go for your own sake. It doesn't even have to be where the person asks you for forgiveness or you tell them, oh, I forgive you. do it in your heart and continue. That's how you move on and move forward, and you become the bigger person. And just remember why you're going there, and keep your eyes focused, because really and truly, God always repays people that do wrong. And especially if you've done nothing wrong at all and that person is bad-mouthing you and spreading lies, you just continue being who you are, and they will be found out to be the lie and the sham that they are. But you have to continue keeping your eyes focused on Christ. Continue. And if there's any way, like, you can have a meeting where you speak to them and try to make it right. But if, I tried that many times. I tried to speak to this person, but she was completely irrational. I tried to make it right with her, tried to make it right with the girls that spoke bad about me, but they all denied it. So in those cases, you can't really be you can't really reconcile with people that really just don't like you, and they never will. There are always people that won't like you no matter what. As good as you may be to them. I used to give this lady rides. I used to give these girls rides. I had a car, and I used to give them rides to the train station. I used to pick them up and help them. I even, did a nice gesture for the leader a couple years back. And it just goes to show you can be good to them. You can be good to people, but they will still not like you. Actually, it has been founded that at least 10% of people won't like you. So what are you going to do with that? Are you going to allow them to drive you away from every place that you set your foot in? Or are you going to take charge, take authority, and continue being who you are in the place that you're planted, and keep your foot planted, and be like the tree in Jeremiah 17, like a tree planted and rooted, and who will not be swayed, but whose leaf always is alive and will never wither? You'll still be beautiful. You'll still be strong and excited about life, and everything you do will prosper. You just keep your eyes on God. People will always hurt you. People will always have something nasty to say, but don't internalize it. Give it to God, and just realize that people like that have more need than anything else, because they're really showing insecurities within themselves. So that is my experience with church hurt. There were a few other experiences, but I'm not even gonna go into all of that because this video has been long enough. But yeah, I have done my hair, and yeah, I finally retwisted after 2 months. So now my hair is clean, and yeah. So what I'm going to do now is put on one of my favorite outfits that I like to wear, and show you guys. So I'm going to get it on and come back on camera. Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you the finished outfit. Here I'm wearing a hat that is thrifted, a felt barrel hat. I'm not sure exactly what the name is. I'm also wearing a jacket that I got from the thrift store as well. It has this nice pleather patch. I'm wearing it with a solid black turtleneck, and I'm wearing one of my favorite skirts of all. This is a nice little what do you call it, shark's tooth, or I'll list it down below, but it's a nice striking piece. I like to wear it to contrast just the dull and boring. I am wearing it with a very untraditional color choice right here. Wearing like my burgundy stockings with these cute little shoes here. I didn't want to wear black because black is pretty boring for me. So yes, I'm also wearing my thrifted earrings here. Gold, Got my makeup and my hair. Here, I just wanted to show you what the hair looks like out here. And yes, I am ready to go to church, guys. I hope that you're having a great Sunday and that you be blessed. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.